What is up, YouTube? Finally back again with another video. We have Eli's toolbox. We have a Icon Vehicle Dynamics lift kit. It's a 2.5-inch kit for an F-150 that will be going on this week, hopefully on a buddy's truck. He ordered that up. We have a little Ford Ranger in here for an oil change, and we still have the lovely Range Rover in here getting worked up. We have a turbo job getting done on that now. Came in for a P0341 crankshaft camshaft correlation code. Sorry, camera's all woo. Camshaft crankshaft correlation code. That was giving us some issues. Found out that this thing actually had a broken camshaft actuator on the intake. It was rotating, and there's actually a pin that came out. So I'll make a quick video of that. Basically, these Range Rovers, these Evoques, the Sport, it's just a 2-liter EcoBoost out of a Ford. Everything says Ford Motor Company on it. Kind of a pain to work on, but other big news coming soon here with the shop. Hopefully be knocking a wall out here soon and getting some more space. So anyway, I'm going to show you that camshaft actuator because that's kind of cool. So here's that cam actuator I was talking about. I don't know if you guys can see. Ford Motor Company. So there's that actuator right there. Focus. There we go. So casting actually broke on it and the little pin fell out. So where does stuff fall out? Well, so there's a special tool that locks into this. There's actually a diamond thrust washer is what they call it behind this. So if you unbolt this, if you loosen this crank bolt up, you have to retime the entire motor, and it is a pain in the butt. There's a tool to hold the crankshaft sensor in place. There's a tool to hold this. There's a tool that goes in the side of the block over here that holds the crankshaft from rotating clockwise anymore. And then there's a kit that goes up top to hold the camshafts in place. It is a pain in the butt. Anyway, here's the new turbo. The reason this is getting replaced is down on, let me move over here. Over here, it's actually cracked out, and it's leaking exhaust all over under the hood. So, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 2-liter EcoBoost, but this exhaust housing on the turbo is actually one piece. It's integral to the manifold. So you can't just buy the manifold, you have to buy the whole turbo that comes with it. So I'm sure that's, you know, that's where they get you on the price. This is not a cheap turbo, and it's slightly different than the EcoBoost one for the Range Rover. So you actually have to buy the Range Rover part. You cannot buy the EcoBoost part, and Range Rover charges a nice pretty price for that. So I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it up here. See all that carbon buildup on the side of the manifold way up here in this corner? It's cracked there, so it's leaking carbon all over the place. So we're gonna have to try to get this sucker out. It's not gonna be an easy job, but we're gonna do it. And you get that little, I'll show you the piece, but the little piece that came out of this camshaft actuator too. This is getting to be a common problem, I guess, with these 2-liter EcoBoosts. There's actually a TSB out for the Range Rovers where that piece is breaking off, that pin comes loose. So I was able to find the pin down in the bottom of the oil pan. I ended up having to take the oil pan out, take the engine basically halfway apart, and halfway remove it to get this out anyway. But this is that little pin. You can tell it probably hit some gears on the way down. Everything else looks pretty good though. It doesn't look like it did any damage. Looks like this is a soft enough piece of metal where it took the brunt. But you can see that there. And there's some other various little pieces of metal that came out as well. So we're gonna let the customer know, hey, found some metal in there, but we're gonna do what we can to get this thing fixed. So anyway, we're gonna get to tearing this turbo out. Hopefully I can get some good video of that. So we'll get some, it might be a little difficult to get some time lapse of that. I don't know. We're gonna see what we can do. Well, we finally got this pig out. Not easy. There's a lot of little fittings. You got to take the coolant line off here. There's another coolant line right here. We've got our oil line here, and then our oil drain was right here, and that goes to the turbo and into the block. Kind of a pain to get to. These two bolts weren't even in the turbo housing, so I don't know, you know, if somebody had this thing out before, they just rattled out. But here's our crack. You can see it right here. There's our crack. It goes all the way from there to there. And if you look inside, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll try to be able to see it anyway. There you go. Also cracked on the inside. So, not good. So that's our turbo. We went out through right here. I had to take the tie rod off along with the sway bar end link. But yeah, there we are, guys. None of the exhaust manifold bolts broke off, so that's, thank God that didn't, you know, none of that went wrong. So time to get it all put back together. Yay. Well, here we go. Here's the old turbo. I was going to try to make a video for you guys with the with the bipod, put the camera in there, but with where I had to try to get my hands in on this thing and get this new turbo in, it was a nightmare, and I was not going to be able to film. Still have a couple things to hook up, exhaust housing right there for the downpipe for the cat, and bolt down a couple more bolts up there, snug those down up there. But other than that, that turbo's in there, and it's all bolted down. So we're gonna wrap this thing up for today.